Morning. G'day, it's Fish, the Beach Bum Investor. Cryptocurrency discussion and report for the 28th of January 2018. CME contracts closing. Hopefully all the shorts are done. We can start moving up again. Although an interesting article coming out overnight regarding Starbucks planning to accept cryptocurrency. A big move for mass adoption, of course, but one of the things that's been interesting to come out of that article is that they're leaving Bitcoin out of the equation. And I'm going to go through and read that article to you. Now I'll just see who's coming for the conversation. I'm early today, like an hour. I've got stuff to do. Yeah. G'day, Floyd. Aki5 said, "Sup, Fish? I got to watch that surf contest online." Yeah, man. Tanya was disappointed. She's never sworn in front of me before, ever. And the message she sent me after the competition was pretty brutal. It may or may not have included the F word. So we're going to catch up for a sec today, though. We're going to head out to Snapper Rocks and do some stuff, so it'll be good. What's up, Grinkers? How you been, man? Here you guys are doing another ICO without Fish. No, that was my hope with the Crypto Wave investment crew, that we could, form these trusted members who are able to run these ICOs, like Xiao and Grinkers and a couple of the others that have proven themselves responsible with large amounts of money. Wilson Trainer, what's going on? Yeah, AQ5, she was pretty gutted, but it's a long season, man. And to be honest, like, we're supporting her through her university studies this year, so it was never really going to be a full schedule for her this year to really focus fully on going to the world tour. She's going to do that next year, so we'll probably head over to Indonesia or Maldives or something. We've got to train, so it's tough life. Fast crypto news in the house. How you going, man? Good to see you. So yeah, I wanted to just show you this article, guys. I know there's only a few of us in because I'm in early, not my usual time. But let's have a look at this article that I found regarding Starbucks announcement. I'm just going to come over to screen share. It's pretty good. It's good for mass adoption. But, you'll see in this article that there's a lot of people starting to consider Bitcoin to be the digital gold. Chronicus, what's going on? You ate already? Good to hear. Aki5 said, "I bought Tron. Is that good or bad?" Oh, I'm sure it'll get pumped again, man. I think it's overvalued for stage development, but we'll see. There's a lot of Tron supporters. Anyway, let's get over to this article that I found. Whoops, a daisy. Okay, Bitcoin snubbed after value plunge as Starbucks announces plans to accept cryptocurrency. So obviously a huge win. Starbucks being the largest coffee chain in the world by a factor of 10 times higher than its nearest competitor. So, huge. There's been a lot of talk about what will be the coffee coin. That was a talk about 6 months ago, 8 months ago in the economy. And one thing that we're getting answered here is it's not going to be Bitcoin, according to Starbucks. So let's read the article. Starbucks is set to become one of the first major high street shops to accept cryptocurrency after it announced plans to incorporate blockchain as part of its payment strategy. But in a snub, it has ruled out using Bitcoin. And you can see this lady looks quite shocked about that. That may be another article. The move means digital currencies could be traded for everyday purchases in the coming years. Following the increase in consumer interest in the online currencies, Starbucks chairman Howard Schultz said it was necessary for major business to adapt their strategies. But the Starbucks boss said his company would not be looking at Bitcoin in their corporate strategy, claiming the original digital currency would not be a currency today or in the future. Interesting quote there. Wonder how well researched he is on Bitcoin, because they do have Lightning Network coming in. And if that's mass adopted, that might be, if that's distributed throughout the network, implemented is the word I'm looking for, implemented throughout the network, that may well change that statement. Anyway, he said, "I believe that we are heading into a new age in which blockchain technology is going to provide a significant level of digital currency that is going to have a consumer application." Awesome. Awesome. A number of cryptocurrencies have risen in popularity over the past 12 months, with Bitcoin, Ripple, and Ethereum all seeing surges. Since Bitcoin was first mined in 2009, the virtual currency has seen its value surge and reach all-time highs of more than 17,000 or £12,000 in December 2017. Here's Jamie Dimon looking confused as hell because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. However, it recently plunged and last week saw its value drop to just £8,300. There are concerns that the cryptocurrency's value will continue to drop throughout 2018. Okay. I don't necessarily have that concern. I think Lightning Network, I think SegWit gaining wider adoption. And I know that Bitcoin developers are working on other stuff as well. So that's not a huge concern of mine. Perhaps dropping in market dominance, but price, I don't think so. I think the overall economy is going to actually increase in 2018, which I think Bitcoin's price hasn't hit all-time highs for this year. Starbucks introduced a mobile payment app in 2015 that allowed customers to pay and order their drinks. The app gave customers rewards the more they used the app and has become a commercial success. It is the success of the mobile app that led Mr. Schultz to believe that his company could become a world leader in accepting cryptocurrencies. He also indicated that if Starbucks was able to accept cryptocurrencies, it would significantly create long-term shareholder value. This guy can think. I like this dude. He said, we think we have something to offer the companies that are chasing this because we're in a position to create trusted, legitimate place in which this could be accepted and possibly take advantage of the mobile payment digital platform that we have created. Nearly a third of all mobile payments for Starbucks is made via the mobile app. Goodness, wouldn't it be nice to get your currency integrated into that app? The businessman added, I believe that we are heading into a new age in which blockchain technology is going to prove a significant level of digital currency that is going to have a consumer application. I believe they've said that twice in the article. Anyway, that's the article I found. That's what I wanted to talk about a little bit, the fact that Bitcoin has been snubbed. Add that to the snubbing from the video game platform Steam, and you've got to ask the question, is the general public seeing Bitcoin as digital gold and not a digital currency? It's an interesting topic. I think it is anyway. Oh, I have linked the article, Fast Crypto News. Thank you. The link for that article is in the description for those interested in having a look at it. News just breaking that the US dollar tether have broken links with their auditors. Not much info out yet. Thanks, BB Junkie. That could be interesting to keep an eye on. I'm a bit concerned with US dollar tether. Peter M's in. Would most likely be Litecoin as Peter M's guess. How about Bitcoin Cash? I'm serious. How about Roger and his team running around making that sort of a deal? Who knows? I think BTC is going to pop soon. Cop some today. Hourglass, I've been pretty bullish on BTC myself, man. I think these technology improvements in SegWit and Lightning Network, once they gain wider adoptance, and I believe wider acceptance and wider adoption, I think that Bitcoin could be in for good times again, especially if it works as well as it's supposed to. So allowing microtransactions and perhaps Starbucks reconsider their position because they're allowed to do that and they accept Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin's back in the currency game. What are you talking about, Floyd? I had no idea what you're talking about. That comment. Dennis Turk, what's going on? Yeah, you hate Jamie? Yeah, I think a lot of people in the crypto space do. I think a lot of people who had their houses taken away probably do as well. I laugh because it stops me crying. Rockets in. Gather what's the likelihood of several million people that have several million Bitcoins that they've purchased at $10 that they never get in those up. They never get in those up. I'm not sure what you said there, Rocket, but it's good to see you, man. Crypto Stain, not much, man. Surf's pretty average today. I thought that bank at Lovers might be working, and it still might a little later in the day, but just chilling. Watching the crypto markets, getting some news on Starbucks. The other news that I got this morning is about, I haven't actually read the article yet, and I only just got sent it by our friend Crypto D, who drops in for a chat every now and again, and she just sent me a text earlier saying, "I'll check this thing out." And it was a partnership that had been announced between Walton Coin, and Mobius. So I haven't actually had a look into exactly what that partnership entails at this stage, but I'm going to. And I'm stoked because Walton was in my top 5 for 2015. And I think I've gone like 2018 when I did the video, I think it was just under $10. So I'd have to go back and check on that for my top 5 for 2018. So 4x in a month. Stoked. Brisbane Airport has crypto now? Seriously, Chronicus? No way. You saw it on the news? How did I not see that? Brisbane Airport's an hour away from me. Crazy. Oh, Floyd, you were talking about Starbucks. Oh, okay, Starbucks tastes like shit and they just use it to mine Monero. Block Tech Chain. Are you from Australia? What do you think about BitConnect? Oh, I'm hodling mine, mate. Oh, no, I shouldn't make jokes like that. That's terrible. What are you guys doing? I'm going to work. You're going to work? Have fun. Yeah. Yes, I am from Australia. Sitting on the border of Queensland and New South Wales at the moment. So that's where my house is. Yeah, BitConnect is garbage. It was a pyramid scheme, clearly. We did an hour-and-a-half discussion with one of the Bitcoin people, Rocky Palumbo, on this show where we showed the mathematics of why it was not sustainable and why it would fall apart, basically. So, yeah, I wasn't surprised to see it. I'm glad it happened before it got too big and took too many people's money. I know that there was a lot of pain caused from that BitConnect collapse, but it could have been worse. I do know that Trevon James and Crypto Nick and those people are being investigated for their involvement in what is clearly a pyramid scheme. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's bad for the crypto economy. Like one of my mates rang me last night and he said, "Oh, how's that BitConnect thing? That's pyramid." And I said, "Yeah, but everyone who knows anything in the crypto space knew that that was a pyramid scheme." That doesn't surprise any of us. But the concern here is that the person on the outside who doesn't really keep a track of the cryptocurrency space, he just sort of hears the mass media news. All he hears is crypto and scam and pyramid scheme. And that's not good for our economy. So I'm glad it's gone. I can only assume that the money being spent now is on speculative value of the actual cryptocurrency itself, but why would anyone want to buy that currency? So for me, no, not BitConnect, not this new BitConnect ripoff Devor coin, is it? That's exactly the same thing with a different name. No, don't like those. Don't like those things. Bill, what's going on? Hi, buddy. What do you think about Ripple and Stellar? I'll take Stellar over Ripple, Bill, for 2 reasons. 1, it doesn't have a 60-something% ownership by the Ripple Foundation that can essentially just freeze your funds and shut down the network whenever they like. So no, not a fan of Ripple. Stellar, on the other hand, I don't mind. I wish I'd picked up more before this big run up. But the other thing is it's a DApp platform. So applications can be built on top of the Stellar network, and it's not a banker's coin. So I'll take Stellar. They seem to have a correlating relationship, and I don't really understand why. Yes, they had, was it the same lead developer or founder? I can't remember. No, it wasn't founder. It might have been the lead dev. I can't remember. But the technology is similar and Stellar to Ripple, other than the fact that it's not massively centralized. BCC, as in, this is where I get confused, Phil. How are you, by the way, mate? Good to see you. Phil Davis said BCC, and I think he's referring to Bitcoin Cash, and this is where some ambiguity comes in defining Bitcoin Cash, because it's called Bitcoin Cash, Bcash, as long as you're not around Roger Ver, and he will strangle you for that. But, I don't say that as an offensive abbreviation. BCH, BCC. So I think you might be referring to Bitcoin Cash. And Phil Davis said Bitcoin Cash will either replace BTC or die trying, I reckon. Phil Davis, if that's your opinion, I don't necessarily agree, man. I don't think Bitcoin Cash has a huge future in front of it, though, because they are looking to tackle scalability with increased block sizes, which is only effective to a certain volume, and then it becomes ineffective. You can't do it forever. We did the numbers on that on this show as well. And you get to a 1 terabyte hard drive being added every 5 hours to get to 100,000 transactions per second. Not doable. Not doable. No one's adding a 1 terabyte hard drive every 5 hours. Not a chance. The miners won't do it. So, yeah, Bitcoin Cash's solution of just indefinitely increasing block sizes to stick to the original Satoshi white paper is full of shit. So they either have to innovate with the rest of the economy, or they will only have value in speculative value, in my opinion. Or if their volume stays low enough, yeah, it can be used because the network doesn't get jammed with current volumes. So, yeah, it will eventually, though. If they get up to massive volume, their network will be tested and fail. It'll create a bottleneck, just like Bitcoin has. The difference with Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin Core, BTC, the thing that's on top of the economy, just to get any confusion out of the way, the difference is that they're actually looking at scalability as an issue to be fixed by innovation, by continuing to develop the technology, not just go up, increase block size, up, increase block size again. Not sustainable. They know that. They're aware of that. They're taking a long-term view. Bitcoin Cash, Roger Ver and his mates are taking a let's fool the newbies coming in, grab their cash. We know this is not sustainable, but it works for now. There's no way he's that dumb that he doesn't know that it's not sustainable. So, yeah, thanks for the chance to have a rant, Phil. What was the other thing you said, Phil? My thing skips around. Phil said, BitConnect, how the F did that even happen? Phil Davis, I will guarantee you it's not the last pyramid scheme the world ever sees. Mark Angeloni, hi Fish, thoughts on BTC private? Let me guess. I haven't even looked at it, but I'm going to guess it's a Bitcoin fork with privacy features. Why is it necessary? Bitcoin bringing out their own privacy features in their roadmap? I can't remember what it's called, but I'm pretty sure they're implementing privacy. On top of that, Monero, PIVX, Verge. Verge is perhaps a little overvalued at the moment. But my point is that there's plenty of good anonymous currencies in the economy that have innovated and developed and actually given something back to crypto through the innovation. Sounds to me like, I haven't looked at it, so I shouldn't say this, but it sounds to me like I pretty much dismiss anything with the prefix of Bitcoin because I think it's lazy. I think it's a cash grab, and I think it is at least partially to play on the ignorance of people who don't know the difference and somehow would believe that it's supported by the Bitcoin Core, and all these forks are. They're just different versions. So I haven't had a look at it, Mark. I'd be interested to have a look, man. I haven't seen a fork. Not one fork's impressed me yet. The closest has been Bitcoin Gold because it did offer something different in ASIC resistant mining, but I still wasn't a huge fan of it because to me Vertcoin had better technology. So, and they weren't being lazy and just using the prefix Bitcoin to grab attention. Rocket. No, you were just talking about Bitcoin Cash, and I was just saying that the people that originally bought Bitcoin for like $5 by the millions, they're not going to switch to Bitcoin Cash. No way. Yeah, good point, Rocket. Just trying to catch up, guys. I know I'm well behind. BlockTech Chain said, I feel bad for people who lost a lot. Lucky you, I am from Montreal. It's minus 40 degrees. Wow, man. I've been to Montreal, BlockTech Chain. My brother lived there for 2 years, and I visited him for, I don't know, it was a couple of weeks, I think. Loved it. Great city. Absolutely brilliant. The music scene, fantastic. And in terms of beautiful women, there are a lot. So yeah, man, I love Montreal. Great place. Rocket said he's got 6,800 Ripple. Unless the tax people are listening, then he said it was a typo and he has 680. Floyd said B trash. I'm not censoring anyone, so that's his thing. Big Connect. Yeah, BCC. That's what I've always called Big Connect is BCC. But funny thing is, Hypnotic HP is that I've seen it actually listed on exchanges as the trade symbol BCC. So yeah, I think it's better that it collapsed now before it got really, really big. What made me laugh is the faith put into Big Connect X after that. It sold out. Jerry Materes. Sorry, Jerry, if I've pronounced the surname wrong there. Materes. Jerry Materes, maybe. Fine here. I had my yearly winter bath today, ice cold. Oh, man. I love getting in a bit of cold water every now and again. I was wearing a pretty thick wetsuit when I was surfing over in Chile because the water's pretty cool over there. Block Tech Chain. Do you think IOTA has no chance to grow because they use different technology than blockchain? Block Tech Chain, that is a brilliant question. When all the hype was happening about Tangle Tech, in terms of, let's say, Ray blocks, let's say IOTA, let's say Byteball, from my understanding, it's all similar technology that does away with the actual blocks. Everyone was saying that blockchain would die because of this. There was a lot of that talk. And I said, well, I'm going to take some IOTA, and I did. And I even put it in my top 5. But I said when I made my top 5 video, coin flip, big coin flip, because it's either going to absolutely, like it's going to work how they're expecting it to work and it's going to crush it, or it's not going to work as well as we expected and well as the hype and anticipation. And it could well fade away into obscurity, essentially devaluing your original investment down to near zero. So I said, trying to be as responsible as I could about the suggestion with IOTA, that it was for me a diversification strategy against Bitcoin because it was a different type of technology. So it was a coin flip though. And everyone who was saying, oh, this is going to crush it and this is going to crush it. And the same things are being said about Hashgraph now. And it's just like, you know what? Consumers and the public are going to demand testing. They're going to demand a decade of security that the blockchain has provided in Bitcoin. So yeah, thanks, Phil. Phil said, I remember your comments on IOTA, they were bang on. Thanks, man. Yeah, I tried to say it was like, I know it was a high market cap coin, but to me it was really high risk, high reward, in that it, like literally, if you know, it was big goals. We're going to be the Internet of Things, transactions on a level we've never seen before. If they can achieve that, of course the price is going to go through the roof. But can they achieve it? That was the question. I mean, the hype was that it was pretty much already there, which it clearly is not. And more issues coming out recently with people having a lot of trouble creating their own wallets and private seeds, which they've been asked to do. So it's interesting. B&B Rocks says Raj Patel likes Binance. Man, I'm pretty happy with. Hey, Raj, is that you? Raj from PIVX? I'm sure that. I don't know if that's Raj from PIVX. If it is, how are you, man? Yeah, he said B&B Rocks being Binance. I'm pretty happy with them at the moment, man, adding PIVX. I don't know if that is you, Raj, and that's why he's saying it. Oh, I missed a couple of comments up here, guys. I'm just going to go back to them, so we'll see what happens. Fast Crypto News said, Enigma is my favorite crypto at the moment. You should check them out. We did have a look, I'm pretty sure, at Enigma on the show, Fast Crypto News. We might have another look. We'll see what happens. I'm enjoying just catching up with the crew at the moment. Crypto Stain, not meaning to be ignorant or offensive, but what would you say are the stereotypical differences between Australians and New Zealanders? Australians are good at things and New Zealanders aren't. Yeah, and the accent, which for most people internationally, they can't tell the difference. But for us, it's very, very clear within a few words. No, in all honesty, the stereotypical differences between Australians and New Zealanders can be a little bit difficult to classify. In Australia, we're a really multicultural country. We had a lot of immigration from China in the 90s. 80s, 90s. We've had more immigration from India and Sri Lanka in those areas in more recent times. So yeah, a really big multicultural melting pot of different nationalities. But we also obviously have our first Australians, our Indigenous Australians, and then New Zealand have got the Maori people, who are the first New Zealanders, the Indigenous New Zealanders. So, and then they've got the European New Zealanders. So it's a big melting pot. But in general, we get along really, really well. We have a strong rivalry. We love to compete against each other in sport and give each other a lot of shit, or shut, as they'd say in New Zealand. But it's like my best mate's a Kiwi, so it's not I don't think anyone would say there's racial tensions between Australia and New Zealand. We've fought wars together. The Anzacs were formed in World War I believe. Australian New Zealand Army Corps. So yeah, we have passionate rivalry for sure, but we're pretty similar in a lot of ways. Fairly similar in a lot of ways. They're better at rugby union, we're better at cricket. Rugby league's kind of up for grabs. I'd still say Australia. Their economy's been doing well lately, but ours hasn't been too bad. So I don't know what the differences are. More New Zealanders move here than, like, Queensland's half New Zealand. We have a joke in Australia, whenever you meet a Kiwi who's just moved over, and they say, oh, strong Kiwi accent there, mate. How long you been over for? Oh, about 6 months. Oh yeah, did you turn the lights off before you left? We're saying that they were probably the last person in the country, so I hope they turn the lights off, because they all end up over here. Raj, no, I'm not from there. Okay, Raj, different Raj. Welcome anyway, man. Good to see you. Block Tech Chain has a very important comment here. He said, you're the best brother. I agree. I just subscribe to your channel. Whenever you come to Montreal, I'll hook you up with anything. Just hit me up. Cool, man. I'd love to get back to Montreal. My brother used to work at a bar called Privateer. I don't know if it's still there. It was pretty sweet. It's little, like, almost like a speakeasy. Closed doors, you go in, you ring the bell, they check the camera, and then you come in. It's kind of like a members only bar. It's sweet. Medi98 said, many Myotas have been stolen by hackers a few days ago as well. Thank God I kept mine on Binance. It's not often you hear someone say, geez, it's a good thing I kept those coins on the exchange. Because you guys heard about the other, what was the exchange hack? Sorry, let me just get this up. I'll find the article, but there was a major hack in the last couple of days. I can't remember the name of the exchange, but they're saying it was as big as CoinCheck. Here it is. I'm going to bring you over to screen share. I haven't actually read the article yet, guys, so we'll read it together. But my goodness gracious me, they're saying it's potentially as big as the Mt. Gox hack. So let's have a look. I'll come back to that Block Tech Chain. Let me just have a quick look at this article. We'll come back to some more questions. Okay. So I haven't read this article yet, so we'll go through it together. CoinCheck confirms crypto hack loss larger than Mt. Gox. Goodness gracious me. Tokyo-based cryptocurrency exchange CoinCheck has confirmed that it suffered what appears to be the biggest hack in the history of the technology. Goodness. In a press conference at 23:30 JST, 14:30 UST, the exchange president, Wakata Koichi Yoshihiro, sorry Yoshi, just call you Yoshi, and Chief Operating Officer Yusuke Otsuka estimated its loss at 58 billion yen, approximately $533 million. Goodness gracious. According to Bloomberg, which attended the conference, 500 million NEM tokens were taken from CoinCheck's digital wallets. Wow. Tweets by Nikkei appeared to indicate that the precise amount stolen may not be fully known until further checks have been carried out into the intrusion. But though the exact dollar figure for the incident is hard to pin down, given the volatile nature of cryptocurrencies and the company's lack of information, data suggests that the figure is now at least over $400 million, factoring for a decline in the value of XEM, the NEM's protocol token, following the incident. At press time, the price of NEM was 85 cents, down from a high of $1.01 today, according to data from CoinMarketCap. Notably, the dollar amount stolen from CoinCheck is likely greater than the amount stolen from Mt. Gox in 2014, pegged at $340 million. Though the impact of the cryptocurrency market will be much smaller given the immense increase in market capitalization since. Rumours had been circulating about theft since early this morning, when CoinCheck abruptly froze most of its services. The firm announced on its website around 1300 JST, 0400 UTC, that it had restricted deposits, trading and withdrawal of XEM, the token running on the NEM blockchain. A wider suspension of withdrawals of all cryptocurrencies as well as Japanese yen was announced around 30 minutes later. In the following hour, trading of cryptocurrencies was also restricted, except Bitcoin, according to the latest update. Other deposit methods, including credit cards, have also been stopped. CoinCheck is looking into compensating its customers. Its executive also announced. It was also revealed that CoinCheck was not registered with Japan's Financial Services Agency, but now plans to do so. CoinCheck's president said he deeply regretted the issue. No shit, mate. All right, I'm coming back to the chat. That's pretty hectic, eh? Stack of money. Did any of you guys steal that? So you're welcome to send some to me. If you're the hacker, send Fish some. Send Fish some NEM love, because I hear it's widely accepted in Japan and I'm going over there. All right, Paddy Austin. Good point. Paddy comes in with an absolute boomer. Economies of scale. Good point, Paddy. Paddy said the hack's impact is less as crypto's space economy has grown so much since Mt. Gox. Very good point. Phil Davis said CoinCheck 600 million plus. Okay, I'm just going to give Blockchain a shout out now because he's been pretty active in the chat, he or she, sorry. Hard to tell with that name, but hey, do you know about Hive? We had a look at it on the show, brother. The Hive ICO, I made a video of Hive HVN token that could be the next Populous ICO. So for anyone interested, I'd say Blockchain has its own channel. Go over and check it out. Fast Crypto News said Chinese people with an Australian accent, question mark. Absolutely, man. I was engaged to a girl when I was like 21. I know, stupid, right? Anyway, she was, her parents were both from Laos. They actually swam across the Mekong getting shot at. Well, he did. She had enough money to catch the boat. He didn't, so he had to swim across to escape war in their country. They ended up in New Zealand and then over in Australia. And being that both of her parents were from Laos, my fiance was very Asian looking, but she spoke like me. So what was funny though is my dad would, you know, he's not racist. He just puts his foot in his mouth all the time and does stupid shit. So he'd be like, "Oh, hello, would you like a glass of water?" I'm like, "Dad, what are you doing? She speaks English. You don't have to slow down your voice." Shit. Yeah, so that was one thing he did. I'll tell you another funny story about Dad, just to get off topic for a second. How's this? I used to have a black Labrador, a dog, and he used to always try and sneak in the house, and he was an outside dog. He wasn't allowed in the house, and my dad hated that. So all the time when any guests had come to the door or whatever, the dog would sneak in behind their legs and try and sneak into the house and sit on the, you know, sit inside somewhere. And so Dad would always come down and yell at it, "Get outside," you know. And one night we ordered pizza. The pizza man comes to the door and it's pissing down with rain outside. So I've gone up, opened the door, and the pizza man, because it's pissing down, has just stepped inside the front door to deliver the pizza. Of course, the dog snuck in behind the pizza man. Now, I don't know what the politically correct term is, so please don't crucify me for this, but the pizza delivery man was black. And my dad used to just call the dog Black. That's what he'd call him. He's a black Labrador. And so my dad comes down from the top of the stairs and he's 6 foot. He's shrunk a little bit now, but he would have been 6'4" back in those days and a good 110 kilos, like 240 pounds, 240 pounds. So he's a big guy. And he comes down from the top of the stairs and just points at the dog, which is behind the delivery man's leg, and just goes, "Black, get outside." And this pizza man just jumped a million miles in the air and jumps back out into the rain. And I was just like, oh no. And so my dad realised what happened, came down. That guy got the biggest tip he'd ever got in his life. My dad was so embarrassed, but yeah. So anyway, I don't know why I told that story. It's often what I do on this. Oh, that's right, because Fast Crypto News asked me about Asian Australians that often have Australian accents. Elf looks like a decent project. That is going under the radar at the moment, says Seb Fox. Seb, Elf is I want to say it's a competitor to Golem. Is that correct? I haven't really looked into it. Dee's had a look into that one. Crypto Dog said, just tuned in, mate. Did you mention your thoughts on Starbucks, XRP, and LTC? Yep. My thoughts are that it's great for crypto, great for mass adoption. It's the largest coffee shop chain in the world, 10 times larger than its nearest competitor. And coffee is the largest legally traded drug in the world. So, yes, I think this is a really, really big step for cryptocurrency. The interesting thing is Bitcoin being left out of the equation. LTC, XRP makes sense. Fast to move, cheap to move, makes sense for your coffee. PIVX makes sense too. Happy to speak to you people at Starbucks if you'd like to call me and arrange that. Anyway, moving on. Crypto Dog, I think that with Lightning Network and SegWit coming in, it could bring Bitcoin back into calculations for your coffee coin, which is a massive part of actually being used as a currency, microtransactions. Now, that's one of the big things that Lightning Network promises. Now, not with 100% security. If you've gone and read up on how Lightning Network works and bundling of transactions and things like that, it's not the double spend. The double spend can occur on the Lightning Network, theoretically, but it couldn't then occur. That couldn't be transferred to the actual main chain. So, you know, there is the potential for a retailer to be out of pocket on smaller transactions, and that's why people say, well, you know what, you get the first confirmation and blah blah blah. You see the processed transaction, that's fine. The confirmation goes on the blockchain within 10 minutes. So, yeah, it's interesting. But if all that works out, that could bring Bitcoin back into the race. But it's definitely stunting Bitcoin's. It's got to be stunting Bitcoin's price at the moment, being left off the list for, well, this is only recent, but Starbucks. But before that, Steam, you know, that video game platform. I'm not big on video games, man, but I know a lot of people are. And Bitcoin got replaced with Litecoin over there, so it's interesting. Bill said, buddy, can you tell anything about Saltcoin growing and gas fuel? I've got to read more into it, Bill. I had a really, really quick look, and I saw it as one of the actual lending platforms that seem to be not a pyramid scheme. But I really want to be careful about speaking about any of these lending platforms, given the percentage of them that are. So let me read a little bit more into it. I grabbed this very, very small amount after the initial read on it because I thought it actually looks like it makes sense to me. But I want to get real deep into it first. Ethercep's in, 44 watching, 11 likes. Come on, people, listen to that accent. Crypto Dundee in the house. That's not a coin. This is a coin. How are you, Ethercep? What's been happening, man? Elysium Core's in. Hey, Bane, man. Oh, Elysium Core, Tanya surfed yesterday. She got knocked out in the last minute. It was brutal. Down at Burleigh, at the Burleigh Pro. She was coming second the whole heat, and four lady heat, top two go through to the next round. And she got beat in the last minute. So she's out of the comp, but we're going to be doing some stuff for PIVX that's pretty exciting, actually. Got a new YouTube channel coming up. Can't say too much about it yet, but you'll know more in about a week. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think that'll be really popular. Really, really popular, actually. So be cool. Good to see you, man. Joseph Garnier, Dr. Biteball in the house. The next wave is coming. The fib numbers and the entire cap of the space. Bullish to 800 bill, bearish to 500. Maybe 1.3 trill is the next peak. Ooh, Dr. Biteball. Interesting. Yeah, man. I think the economy's probably bottomed out for that run down to like 500 bill. You don't know though. Any like this new, like Fibonacci sequences are very pretty, and Elliott wave theory and all sorts of things can be used in trading theory. But I think this news is just this economy is just so heavily news and more so rumor driven. Ethercept Origin Trail TRAC has been happening. I sold a lot of good coins to buy in. So far, so good. Bought to us by Zhao. Oh, I haven't been in, man. I've been so busy, Ethercept. I've been working on my project. You know what it's like, man. So I haven't been able to keep up with the Discord banter as much. I missed out on an ICO in my own group. No, I think I was offered to get into that one, but I'm just staying a bit light on ICOs at the moment. Eagland has asked Fish, do you invest only in the crypto? Nowadays, pretty much. I have a couple of other little businesses on the go. So I do actually have five ton of collectible coins, like real world coins. So I am working on setting up that store again. I took it off eBay because they were ripping me off. Yeah, so that's one thing I got on the go. Real estate, I guess, because I own my house. I've got another business on the go that we'll be launching this year. That's been in development for 5 years. We've spent quite a lot on that. So yeah, I invest in business, and I used to invest more in. I used to do fiat trading as well as commodities mainly, so gold and oil. But I've really left them alone at the moment because I'm getting far better returns in crypto. Oh, really, Ethercept? Which one's that? Ethercept said, take a look at it on the show if you have time. Pilot project with Walmart, fully working project. Which one's that? Track. Well, can I go and buy something? Well, it's too late now. Don't worry about it. All right, we'll have a look at Track. Everyone's going to get a chance to go and buy it if they like it before I have a look. Yes, I'm a long-term investor, YouTube. That's my strategy. I've only been in this space for 9 months. I've only been investing in crypto for 9 months, man. But my strategy is certainly a long-term look. I do a little bit of trading, and I always recommend taking some profit off the table when you get a nice run up. I don't consider that heavy trading. If something goes 5x and you take 20% of your overall investment off the table to at least return your initial investment, I just think that's responsible. I don't think that's trading. So, yeah. AB said, I tuned in and you ignored me. Unsubscribed. Good on you. Well done, AB. Good stuff. Zilliqa on Hubo Pro at around 9 cents. Didn't bet in yet, as I'm waiting to see if it goes any lower. Joseph Garnier, late summer 2018, the cap of spaces reaches 1.3 trillion. DAG projects will represent an increasing share of the market. Bitcoin's dominance will decrease. Just my opinion. I think it's a growing opinion in the space, man. What do you see this as? 500 million to $1 billion market cap. Ethercept's saying he sees the project that we were talking about before, 500 to $1 billion market cap soon, especially once all the Walton chain RFID nuts get out an ear of it. So at the current price, thank you for calling me a Walton chain RFID nut. The current price is is that 2 to 4x? Yeah, cool, man. Cool. Block Tech Chain said, I got to go, brother. I'll hit you up soon. Nice talking to you. Thanks for your great advice. Yeah, no worries, man. Good to speak to you. YouTube, I'm from Australia. No, I lived in Manchester, man, but I've never surfed in England. So I've surfed a few places overseas. Surfed in Chile in the World Championships in 2015. Surfed Indonesia a bit. Surfed Fiji. Surfed, where else have I surfed? USA. So Huntington and Newport Beach for the wedge. A lot of places around Australia. So yeah, no, but never surfed in England, man. Never surfed Europe at all, actually. So that's definitely on the to-do list. 5x, you reckon, Ethercept? Peak target, cool. No worries. Yeah. So, do you want to have a look at it then? What's it called again? I keep forgetting the name of it. Let's have a look. We'll have a look at our coin for today before I get a chance to buy it. Track. Okay. Is it on CoinMarketCap yet? Oh yeah. Original trial. Okay, cool. Coming over to screen share. Let's have a look at the Ethercept / Zhao. Oh, come on. Bring it to me yesterday, Ethercept. Oh, you probably did in Discord. All right, let's have a look. 4 million volume on an unknown market cap, but based on the total supply, we're looking at a 200 million market cap, roughly. So, yeah, Ethercept's up to $1 billion, could be between 2.5 and 5x, between 4. I think you said 500 million to $1 billion. So, yeah, Ethercept's saying this to be $1 to $2 coin. It only launched January 25th and has not really gone super parabolic. It has 4x'd, or gone close to it, sorry. But, you know, it's been really, really steady growth pattern over the whole, oh, hang on, January 25th. Oh, yeah, it's only been around for a few days. Oh, well, there you go. It's only launched a few days ago. Let's go and have a look. See what it's all about. Okay, first proposed build protocol for supply chains based on blockchain. Original trail token sale is successfully finished. Dear tracers, thank you for your support. Please don't send your funds anymore, as they cannot be accepted, and smart contract will automatically reject them. So pre-sale's over, guys. 17,000, or close enough to 18,000 Ether raised. So $1.8 million, roughly 1.9, 2 million, roughly. That's interesting. Okay, Meet Track Token. Original Trail is the first purpose-built protocol for supply chain based on the blockchain. Trace, TRAC, is a utility token that enables data operations on the original Trail decentralized networks. Its functions are the following. Incentive for nodes for performing discover and connect functionalities, supply chain consensus checks, data quality checks, data replication checks, data storage and management, filtering and delivering supply chain data, voting rights for token holders on the next pilot projects. Challenges. Supply chain process setup is obsolete in today's interconnect world. Data fragmentation. There are many data silos existing across the supply chain and even within organizations with low data interoperability. IT providers wanting to establish full supply chain visibility have no common ground for collaborative data exchange. Inefficient decentralized solution. There are no solutions that can provide the needed level of performance, scalability, and trust for interconnected data in supply chains that are cost effective. Current blockchain and decentralized solutions are very costly, do not provide advanced data relational functionalities. Okay, interesting. And also have major scaling issues. Cool. Original Trail delivers interoperability and automatic data connection between multiple supply chain organizations with consensus mechanisms ensuring integrity of data. A solution for performance, cost, and scalability issues by providing a specialized decentralized system for supply chain data based on blockchain. How it works. Original Trail is the first multi-purpose built protocol enabling blockchain supported data sharing in supply chains. We could have a look at this. It's only 1 minute. Let's have a look at this and see if it explains it.
Modern supply chains are complex. As products flow, so does data. But it's hard to keep track between all points. This can put quality and safety of products at risk. Supply chain process setup is obsolete in today's interconnected world. Origin Trail synchronizes all supply chain data on a decentralized platform. Consensus checks between partners ensure that quality of data match. Fingerprints of data are permanently stored on a blockchain, which guarantees the integrity of the whole supply chain. It's a starting point for showing the origin of products, certification, compliance, alert system, and much more. The platform will be fueled by utility tokens, which will be an incentive for safe storage of data. Origin Trail is a unique solution based on widely adopted GS1 standards. It can run on top of any IT system. Origin Trail, building transparency in supply chains.
Okay, cool. It looks like something we'll have to have a far more in-depth look into. Just having a look what else we got here. So the white paper's here. Need to download that and have a read if you're looking to invest, which I'll have a look at for sure. It's ERC20, compatible token on Ethereum. So there you go. Here's your team. Where's this team based? Are they Russian names? I'm not 100% sure. Someone can help me out. I'm not really good with the European names, so I'm not sure if that's Russian. But yeah, you'll have to go have a look in the team if you are looking to invest in that. Looks like an interesting project. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to actually being able to authenticate the supply chain in a trustless way. You guys all remember the massive baby formula scandal in China back in the day? Like 300,000 babies affected, bunch died because of dodgy formula being put in. The supply chain couldn't be verified. So I think there's the verifying and securing the supply chain, it can prevent against counterfeit production as well. So I think there's a lot of use cases for it. It's starting to get a bit more of a crowded space. It looks similar to those other projects, Etherset. Think of Original Trail is the auditor inspector of supply chain trackers. They off-chain warehouse technical details for review reports, sensitive data like temperature, etc. Cool, man. Yeah, that's cool. Joseph Gunnier said, what type of new money is going to flow into crypto during 2018? More educated investors, hopefully. Projects with a solid foundation will do very well. Byteball is my favorite. There are others. Money from some of the short-term pump and dump action type of projects will bleed into the good ones. PIVX and Byteball will do very well. If Byteball moons, I'll come visit the land down under. Joseph Gunnier, I think Byteball will do well. I've said that several times. I said you've even got me picking up a little bit. Not as big as my PIVX bag, but no, man, I tend to agree with you. The pump and dumps, people get bored with that. We want to see tech that's actually being innovative. You know what I mean? And I think both PIVX and Byteball will have that. PIVX, first proof of stake coin in the economy to introduce proof of stake zero coin protocol. So Byteball have got a different model to blockchain technology, not actually using blocks. I can't remember the term. It's similar to Tangle. As a matter of fact, it may just be the same with different branding name as far as I can understand it, but I can't remember what it's called. But there's a type of technology that Byteball runs on, and it is actually different to blockchain. So yeah, I think they're both interesting projects because they're innovating. Simple as that. They're not out there just pumping prices, man. You know that. It's about getting the work done. So yeah, I think you're right, bro. I think the pump and dumps will come to, they'll always be around, but they'll somewhat come to an end. I think what happens as well is when you see these big market, the big bull runs where it runs up to $800 billion overall market cap, then you see the shakeout. Generally, the best coins fare better during that shakeout, and the other ones get shaken lower and lower every time this happens. Shit gets shaken to the bottom and the cream rises to the top. So yeah, I think you're right, man. Hey Fish, do you now run your daily videos an hour early? Also, when does Gladius token release? CJT, today I am running an hour early because I've got things to do. I've had to be a bit flexible with the times I'm coming on. So that's why you need to hit that notification button if you want to come in for the live chat. But I've had to be a bit flexible, man. I'm working on my own project as well as PIVX stuff at the moment. Thoughts on Robinhood Exchange? I think that's huge. I think that's absolutely massive for crypto. The Robinhood exchange has taken on cryptocurrency pairings with either low or no fees on the actual trades themselves. Robinhood's, it's a big trading platform in the real world. So I think that's, again, another move forward for crypto. CJT and said, and lastly, what about your group on Discord? Where in the world is PIVX? What's the news with that? CJT, yeah, man, something I'm working on. I've got a couple of PIVX promotions coming up that'll be launched in February. I'm just getting them finished up. One is that one that you mentioned that I'll try and not mention the name of. And the other one is to do with PIVX and surfing. So it's going to be some really cool promotions coming out based on getting people involved, getting the community involved. So it should be good. Fish. Oh, I read that part. Sorry. Ethercept going back to origin trail. Sorry, is they won an award with Walmart late 2017 and have a contract with them after their pilot program with them, and a contract with a huge Chinese food shipper as well. So just because you use Walton doesn't mean you don't use original trial. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got you, man. So it's like a complementary, not competitive. Yeah, I was going to say it's like it's almost like an auditing chain for the RFID chains, somewhat. I'll read more into it, man. Let me have a look at it. I've only just heard about it. Byteball will do well. I know you've said that plenty of times. You can't say it enough times. Yeah, no, I think it's Byteball's DAG is Tangle. Yeah, same thing, just branding. That's what was my understanding, Joseph Garnier. Thank you for clearing that up. Yeah, there is another name for the actual technology that encompasses Tangle and DAG. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, yes, very similar technologies. So yeah, I mean, for me at the moment, Byteball probably represents better value than IOTA, because IOTA's had a lot of problems, and the potential for growth in Byteball is just better, simply because of its lower market cap. In terms of available market cap in the blockchain alternative technology space. It's interesting. Bill. It's a tough one, Bill. Bill was wanting my opinion on IOTA long term. Man, I put it in my top 5 for the year, and I'm starting to regret that a little bit. I think it's a coin flip. I think they'll either iron out the bugs and the issues they're having in what is emerging technology, and Byteball can be very, very successful and potentially enable transactions per second that we wouldn't be able to do through blockchain technology. It's possible, but it could also prove to be buggy, very, very difficult to actually put into use. Like theoretically, it's good, but when we actually start straining the network, will it hold up? I don't know. Theoretically, yes. What about in practice? So I think there's a lot of testing to be done, but it's one of those coins that if it all works out well, and it is able to enable the number of transactions per second that they're claiming they can do through basically, layman's terms, transactions verifying transactions. So the more the network gets used, the quicker it gets. Yeah, it can be massive. It can certainly take on the giants of this economy, but it's a massive coin flip. It's going to go one way or the other. That's kind of every coin, but this is going to be a massive one way or the other. It's going to go straight up or down to a tenth of what we're at today. Who knows? So I think it'll go one way or the other. It's not the safest bet in the economy, let me put it that way. It still has, for a high market cap coin, it does have really good potential for gains. DAG is short for directed acyclic. That's the term I was looking for. Directed acyclic graph. So a cyclic graph is the same as Tangle, right? that was my understanding of it. Thanks for bringing the actual turn, Joseph Garnier. Good on you, man. Yeah, and it's the underlying tech. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, underlying tech of IOTA, Byteball, and Raiblocks. Yep. So I at least understood the basic principles behind that. That's good. All right, guys, it's getting really hot as it does in the middle of the day over here. Vitalik Buterin in the house. Good to see you, man. Big fan for a long time. Thanks for being a good soul here in the crypto world. I would actually flip out if that was the Vitalik Buterin, but it's a cool name, man. He's become a bit of an idol in the space, hasn't he? Certainly has. I like him. Super smart. I love watching him speak. It just, you can see how quickly his mind's working and that words are not capable of keeping up with the level that his mind works at. So yeah, big fan of Vitalik Buterin. Cool name to adopt in the chat. Well done. Nodio, look above. At what? Nodio, did you write something before? I missed it. See, Nodio realizes that I didn't do it purposely. Raglan. That's all I saw. Did you say Raglan, bro? Yeah, I'd love to go and surf Raglan, man. Roblox is claiming that theoretically they should be able to handle around 7,500 transactions per second, way more than XRP. It's still not enough, Seb. 7,500 is not even scratching the surface of what we need for mass adoption. That's not seriously Vitalik, is it? No, that's, anyone can choose that name, can't they? That's how this works. Goodness, if he got onto a subscriber with 1,500, a YouTube with 1,500 subscribers who doesn't know how to use technology, that would be very interesting. New Zealand Street Beats. I only have 200 Dogecoins to my name. Sold my crypto for car repairs. Off for a boogie board. You're going for a wave, man. Good on you. NZ Street Beats. Wait, NZ Street Beats, write us a track. I need a new track for a new rap. I want to write a new rap. If you write us a track, I'll pay in PIVX. I'll buy the rights off you in PIVX. All right, guys. I am going to check out now because it is getting hot here in Australia, at least on the Gold Coast. And Tanya and I are heading out for a surf. So I'm going to go surfing. Oh, you'll get onto it? Sweet. NZ Street Beats. Keen as, man. I don't know, like, what, just like a rap, something that I can rap over. If you can do that, I'll bust out a new crypto wave investment career rap. Torture you all with that. The new Matrix AI chain claims they will do 1 million transactions per second. Well, that should be enough. Grinkers, enjoy the surf. I will, sir. Thank you very much. Good to see you, Grinkers. Seb, I'm the real Vitalik. I just used the name Seb online so I don't get mobbed with questions. Seb, you're a moron. Ether Seb, thank you. I will be safe. Always important in the surf. Guys, it's been good catching up for another one. I'll speak to you again soon. See ya.